Live like a child to find happiness.
When we pose a question, what is happiness? My best answer to this question is you have experienced it in your past. So, when did you experience it? We all experienced it when we were children. A child is spiritual. A child is connected to the source. A child is natural. A child without knowing what is God, what is life, what is the self, is one with all these. And this is being spiritual. In such a connection with the source reality, happiness is always there. One thing has to be understood about happiness. Happiness does not mean a constant smile on the face. If happiness was that, so many people who do acting have to learn how to smile, but they are deeply unhappy inside. Happiness is a connection with the real, which a child has. Happiness is when you do not rule your feelings, your heart, with thoughts, with fearful thoughts, with mistrusting or untrusting thoughts. A child does not do that. A child does not do that or cannot do that because a child has no knowledge. Knowledge is a good thing, but comes with mistrust. So we have to live like a child again. All the knowledge that we have acquired, the skills which we have acquired, we have to retain, but by trusting life, loving life, by loving and trusting God who created us, by loving and trusting our heart, ourself, we have to take this power away from knowledge, that it can cause insecurity and fear in us. The other thing is, when we continuously judge things, think deeper and deeper to come to the best option, as against our heart simply choosing from feelings, from what it wants, we have become unchildlike and are in a disconnected state from reality, life, and ourselves. A child is innocent. A child has no motivation. A child does not react. A child does not fear. By fear I mean imaginary fears. If there is something which is a real threat, such fear does not take your naturalness away. But when we imagine fear, we become mistrusting. We become unloving. When we try to understand happiness, when we try to understand life before living, we are no longer like a child. So, recall your childhood and you will recall how to live to find happiness. Simplify yourself. Become more real by living in the moment. A child has no past and no future. A child exists in the present all the time. In the present, there is only reality, there is only God. You can only be spiritual in the present, in the moment. And you can only be responsive when you live in the moment. You cannot be reactive. This is the nature of a child, which all of us were once. While clarifying about spiritual seeking, I often tell that being spiritual is like becoming a child again. So all the real things we had when we were children, we lost them. So let's look at how we lost them. Growing up, learning, education, doing things that we want do not require us to disconnect from our reality. But the world thinks that to experience the self, we have to live in a way which is unnatural, which is controlling life and nature, both our inner nature and the nature that surrounds us. So we have gone in search for refinding happiness, which we lost through unnatural living in a wrong place. We think by becoming more powerful, by doing things according to our thinking, doing things according to thinking means reasoning a lot before making a choice, reasoning until you feel you are safe, not at any risk. So, this way of living can never lead to happiness. This is another way of saying the same thing which I have said earlier. Love God, trust God, love life, trust life, love yourself, trust yourself. By loving and trusting ourself, our Creator, and our environment, and the processes in our environment, we will reconnect and relax back into a childlike state.